Hello, welcome back to another video. So, this is going to be on the Starstable blog, which I didn't even know was a thing. So, yeah, I thought we'd just quickly run through this and have a look. So, it says Starstable March blog, horse tack, horse bonding, and player characters updates. So, I haven't actually read this yet, so I'm going to do it with you. So, just bear with me. Also, my screen is not properly moved, so it's fine. Anyway, these things sound really, really interesting. So, okay, that's nothing. Player character updates. Let's focus as much on clothing and items. As the player characters will have a new body, what they wear needs to be updated too. 3D models are called meshes. Okay, don't really care about that. If you want to read this, I will put the link to it in the description so you guys can actually have a look. It says, on the other hand, if we're increasing the polygons on the items, the textures, the colors, the details, and what is painted on the mesh can't be used anymore. We clearly can't repaint everything as we are talking almost 10,000 textures. Our amazing 3D artists intensively researched the baking option. Okay, which is something about keeping the original textures. So basically these square things are like the polygons, which make things better. Okay, so if they're doing that for everything, that's a lot of stuff. Oh my god. Baking the old textures onto new meshes, building higher resolution assets, and how much can be automated. That seems like so much work. I'm just thinking about all of the items in the game, and that is so much. So incredibly much. Anyway, the same thing with horse tack. I actually think I mentioned this in one of my videos a little while ago. But it says 3D tools are not as good. 10 years of unwrapping was made hard by texture stretching. Yeah, I've seen this. So again, they're doing the thing where they're adding more textures to make it look better. It will produce a ton of bugs, blah, blah, blah. We get that. Again, if you want to look at this, read it through properly. I love these bugs. They're amazing. Anyway, this is the thing that I'm most excited about, which is called horse bonding. It says, hi there, my name is Caro. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I'm not even going to try and say your name because I'm dyslexic and I will say it wrong. This is Kara, for short. I'm a game designer here at Starstable. Last year, we started talking about the role of horses in Starstable Online. The love and appreciation for horses is shared by all our players and everyone here at Starstable. We started to explore how to make the bond between horse and player more meaningful. We asked ourselves, what does it really mean to bond with your horse in real life? What prevents you from building the same connections with a horse in Starstable Online? We recognize multiple challenges we'd like to tackle. We want to ensure that each new horse feels like the start of an exciting journey, and we have a lot of ideas on how we can help players express and explore their horses' personalities. We would also like to give players more meaningful decisions over how they connect and play with their horse. Eventually, we even want to figure out what to do with our fully leveled horses. We call this the Horse Bonding Initiative. Can I open this image bigger? Somewhat. Like I said, this recording's not proper, so okay, so there's Lusitano generation, change coat, oh, this is buying a horse. Oh, but so okay, now I understand what the change coat is. The change coat is you have the two Lusitanos and you can change backwards and forwards so you can see them. I don't mind this, but I don't really see how it works with bonding. Anyway, it says, horse bonding is a huge initiative, and we decided to start at the beginning, horse purchasing. The first encounter between player and horse. This should be a meaningful experience. We want to give players the tools to truly customize their horse. Okay. As a first step, we are trying to inspire roleplay by giving players additional narrative options such as age and gender to explore who their horse might be. We also explored alternative options for the concepts art that appears when clicking buy a horse. Instead of showing a generic loading screen, imagine a cutscene of the horse approaching you, indicating that this is the start of your journey. Okay, so this is the buying horse bit. I like the change main option here. I think that's really cool. And I'll put this bigger on the screen. And also the browse breeds. I'm guessing that just changes the breeds. Also this animation bit, really nice as well. I think that's honestly pretty great if I do say so myself. I don't really see an issue with it. So then having this cutscene, if this was an actual cutscene that happened, I think it would be really, really cute. Yeah. And then look, Starstable, ride now. Okay, I like it, I like it. But it says this is just the beginning though. We also want to add more information to horse purchasing, such as horse generations, available main styles, whether the horse variation is already owned, and special moves and gates. Lastly, we want to rework the horse purchasing in a way that finally solves the issue of running out in space in Jorvik for horses. With our old system, we had to place every horse in Jorvik, and the more horses we released, the more problematic the lack of space became. With this new system, it would be possible to show only one variation of each breed, with the other variations accessed from the purchase window. However, we still want to give the option to see the variation in the world, so when you inspect a horse to buy by toggling between the coats and breeds in that location, the horse in the worlds get updated to the current version you're previewing. That honestly is pretty cool. So when will we see these changes in games? Well, the customization option for age and gender is already live. Players can edit these anytime on their horse sheet, but next we will need your help. In an upcoming equestrian festival that begins on April 6th, half of our player base will see the new horse purchasing window for the horses sold at the festival. We'd love to hear what you think of the horse purchasing window before we roll this feature out permanently. The horse bonding initiative has just begun, first with the new customization options and soon with purchasing improvements. Afterwards, we are looking to improve the level experience and exploring horse personalities. We'd love to hear how you would bond with your equine companions in-game. We have other ambitious roadmaps and a strong desire to put the horse fantasy at the center of Starstable. Thank you for reading. Okay, so horse bonding, I think, is great. Although, I think for me, this looks great. Honestly, I think it looks really great, being able to change the horse in the world, being able to see the coats and blah, 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 everything like that. But I think horse bonding for me comes with how much time I spend with the horse and how much I'm actually doing it. And don't get me wrong, there's some times where I'll see a horse and I'll almost have its backstory, I'll have its pets, I'll have its name, I'll have everything mapped out. But if we take, for example, Frost Hunter, my Whiteshire, his whole story developed the more I used him. And I kind of think if they're going to do this horse bonding thing, there needs to be both sides of the argument, where it's not just about buying the horse. Buying the horse is fine. Again, when I bought Frost Hunter, I just bought him. I think I remember saying this is my favorite one. But the more I spent time with him, the more I kind of got his personality. And I know this is a fact for a lot of people. A lot of people I've spoken to have been like, oh yeah, at first I didn't really like this horse, but then they really, really grew on me because their personality and their story kind of, changed. So I'm not really sure how you would be able to implement this, because it almost, you kind of almost need like a calendar on the horse. Maybe on the horse's like information page, or the horse sheet. What you could do is you could almost have a calendar, right? And you'll be able to like click on a day and be like, leveled up to level 15. I bought it today. Or, almost like a diary. Yeah, that's actually probably what you need. So you could almost have this like endless diary page on a horse. And you could be like, 1st of February, bought Frost Hunter. 6th of February, trained up Frost Hunter to level 15. Again, and you can use that in quests as well, because it's a feature that if you don't want to use it, you don't have to. Like, it could be almost like another tab in the horse character page. But if you had this kind of like diary or like notepad almost, and you were able to put in that information, so you could almost build up that story. But then, see, this is where the issue is because there's the text, the chat filter. I'm not sure if the chat filter would have to be the same thing, if it would have to work. I don't know about that. But I'll give you an example. Right, so this is my horse list, okay? So I have the level, day I adopted it, if they have a pet name, all of this stuff. I would love to actually create full-on stories for my horses. And if I had a diary page, I could turn around and say, let's just say, I'm trying to think of a quest that's not like, spoilers. I know, let's just take the birthday event. So you do the birthday event with, again, I'm going to use Frost Hunter. Do the birthday event with Frost Hunter. At the end of your little, like, gameplay session, you can sit there and be like, today I spent the day with Frost Hunter. We bought cake and set up the birthday and got boxes from, blah, 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 blah. You could create a story and you could put a date to it. So you're always able to go back and look at it. It would be cool if other people could look at it, but I kind of think horse bonding doesn't really start with buying. Yes, you can go in and be like, I want this horse to be a dressage horse and do this and do that. But I think there needs to be a way that you can track your horse's kind of achievements in game, and that coming from even just like a notepad page where you can just write a lot, and then it will always be connected to the horse. So if you do not use that horse for 6 months, you can come back in and be like, oh, hey, what was the last thing we did? Oh, me and Sunflower, we did a dressage competition and we came third, so you're able to kind of track those things. Also, I kind of think a horse pasture would be really, really great. And I'm just trying to think of other things to do with bonding, because like this little cutscene I think is really cute. If they can do that for all the horses, amazing. If this page, I don't mind it. I understand why they're doing it. Being able to click through. But I think there needs to be a way that you can track your bonding with the horses. And also maybe like so we have ribbons in game. So what about if on the horse's like information page, when you like click on the horse to put its tack, What about if it had like a badges or like a ribbon tab? And if you got that horse up to level 15, you got a ribbon. And you were able to equip that to the horse's bridle, right? So it would be like, it would only be for that horse, but you could click on it and it would show up on the bridle. And then if you took the bridle off, obviously you didn't get that item, so you could put it on another horse. I don't know, maybe if you like completed 100 races with that horse, you got a ribbon. Or, I don't know, I'm trying to think of like other things. You celebrated the birthday event with this horse and they got like this special ribbon. Maybe having something like that, so you could almost work through these like achievements for a particular horse. And again, it is just an aesthetic thing, but it could work. Or I don't know, maybe at the end of it you get like 50 or 100 star coins if you get all these like 10 ribbons. That really shows that you've spent a lot of time with this horse. Again, doing something like did 100 races, did 100 jumping races, did 50, I'm trying to think, events or something like that with a horse. Maybe that would work a lot more. But I really don't know how they can kind of increase bonding with a horse, because from what I know and what I've kind of experienced is bonding comes from you spending time with the horse, not just you buying a horse. Like, buying the horse is the first thing. You get excited about buying the horse, but then the more you spend with time with that horse and the more you see like its animations, again, taking Frost Hunter, the Shire, the, you know, the sassy hair flip, the kind of the rolling of the eyes, you know, they're very expressive horses. So that kind of comes with you spending more time with it. Again, Frost Hunter, I know he's my gentle giant and he's the one that I use to buy all my new horses, because he is that gentle giant that, you know, the story is that a lot of horses feel safe around him, so they want him, you know, he's the best one to bring with me. Whereas if I bought a horse that's more like rowdy, probably wouldn't like settle the new horses into the stable, which is why Frost Hunter is always in my stable. Or Honeywings, my Hanoverian, she has the spirit teddy bear. I don't know what the character's name is, I can't remember now. Anyway, Lucky, is it Lucky? She has Lucky's teddy bear because she's a very timid horse. So having this teddy bear is like her little comfort piece that she really, really enjoys having, and she won't, you know, do anything I say unless she has this plushie. And when she has that plushie, you know, we explored all of Dino. She was my first cold tolerant horse. So I only remember these things and, you know, have really like settled it into stone with me is because I make YouTube videos, so a lot of that story comes through. You know, again, my starter horse, oh my god, what's my starter horse called? Storm Echo. He, you know, is the one that I did all of the story quests with. He was I think the first horse I got up to level 15, and, you know, I have a backlog of videos that I can go back to, and you know, if you only have one or two horses, you might remember their story, but if you have a lot of horses, you're not going to remember. So I think having something like a calendar or a diary that you're able to write in, to be able to go back and kind of almost look at the history of that horse. I also think the day that you bought the horse is probably something that's really, really good, because not everyone knows that. I'm a weirdo who, you know, put all mine in a horse list. Also, yeah, I don't know. You guys are gonna have to let me know how you think we can improve horse bonding. Do you like some of my ideas? Is there anything that you would really like to see? How do you think it can be improved? Do you think there is something on the game side that can be done to make the horses kind of bond with you better? Or do you think it's more on the kind of creativity of the person? Because for me, again, there's a lot of horses that I have a really strong connection with, who have backstories and, you know, who kind of, yeah, they do have that story aspect and they have a history and a background, but there's also a lot of horses that don't, because I haven't really spent time with them. So I'm just editing this video now and I've just had another idea. So the Horses app where you train up foals, that's a great way of bonding because you're kind of committed to logging in certain times to do certain kind of, quests with the horse to be able to raise that horse. Yeah, I know there's a way you can like cheat it, but that's a really good way of bonding because you're spending time building up that relationship with that horse. So do you think that they should implement something like that in Starstable? So maybe each day you have to like brush the horse and feed the horse, water the horse, do 10 races, and each day you get like a bonding point. A bit like the horse's like happiness now. So each day the bar increases, and when that bar's full, do you then get like an extra bonus on speed or like stats, like the way happiness does? So that way, if you have a horse that's happy and bonded with, you're going to be a lot faster than someone who's just got a happy horse. That's something else they can do. It would definitely need to be something that didn't go down, because while, yes, I spend a lot of time with Frost Hunter, I don't want to have to, like, if it is you have to do a certain amount of races, I don't want to have to do those races with a horse that's already leveled up. So like once the bonding meter is at max, it stays at max and it will never go down. So that's another way they can do it, where you do have to go in and feed the horse, brush the horse, pick the horse's hooves, go out, racing. A playing thing would be great. And actually, I'm going to insert a clip. I have in Pokemon Sword, you can go camping with your Pokemon and you can like play with a ball and stuff like that. Again, I'll insert a clip. They could do something like that with like a horse paddock where you could play with your horse, which could increase bonding. And again, if you did this 10 times, then you get an extra like bonding point. So let's say there's 10 bonding points. Once you get to those 10 bonding points, then you get the maximum amount of bonding points. So you're investing time in that horse, kind of thing. I don't like, this is so confusing to me. I'm really trying to think how they can implement it in a way that Starstable is currently, because I know in like Pokemon, you really bond with your Pokemon when you spend more time with them. Something like the small little camping thing, you really get to see like the Pokemon's personality. But Starstable doesn't really have that. They just have these, like set animations for the horse. And yes, some of them have really expressive animations, but it doesn't, once you've kind of seen them, that's kind of it, if that makes any sense. So they would need to implement something like playing with your horse, throwing a ball to your horse, or feeding it hay, giving it certain treats. Maybe you have to give it 10 of its favorite treats, and each horse is randomized where their favorites could be carrots, apples. They're the only treats in the game, aren't they? Grapes, hay. They'll have like a favorite, and you have to figure out what the favorite one is and then feed it like 10 of those treats. That's another bonding point. I think bonding points is my favorite thing, but they would have to do it in a way that doesn't make it repetitive. So they would really have to look at the horse and kind of figure out what that horse is used for. So if it is a heavy horse, they would have to implement something that's like designed for heavy horses that heavy horses would like. Again, an example is if there was like a trailer ride you can do, you would have to do 10 trailer rides with a heavy horse. Obviously you couldn't do that with like a Welsh pony, or like a really sporty horse, or a horse that's known for being very athletic, very sporty horse. You could do very like more intense like sporty things, but a more like country horse, let's just say like the Orbit Wilds. Maybe you could do the herding, or you would have to go and do some foraging with that horse. So they'd really have to look at the type of horses and give them like almost like bonding quests that really fit the horse's breed. But I'm not sure how that would be implemented with what the game currently is, if that makes any sense. So I almost haven't got their story, I haven't got their personality. Again, personality options. Maybe that's something they should add, like an option. But then, should the personality affect how the horse works? So, for example, if you had like a prankster horse, if you're like running, maybe the horse, I don't know, maybe every now and again, when you're pressing to go left, it actually goes right. Like, would that get annoying, or would that add to the personality? Again, you can always change the personalities if it gets too annoying, but do you think the personality should affect it? So like, if it's a very a very like excitable horse, I don't know how that's going to work. Maybe it almost like the horse doesn't want to stay still. So if you get off the horse for too long, maybe it like runs away for a bit. Or if you have a really lazy horse, maybe it takes you a little bit longer to get going with the horse. You know, would those things work, or would that just get a bit annoying? Also, eventually we want to figure out what we're going to do with our fully leveled horses. That I'm stumped on. I honestly have no idea what they can do. Yeah, I honestly have no idea what they can do with that. Unless you can send the horses on like missions when they get to level 15. But the only real things that they can get is like food, forageables, and Yorick shillings. But they'd have to remove the Yorick shilling limit. How many horses would you be able to send? Is it going to be worth it? I kind of think that they need to add something for pets, a way that we can name pets, or again, just keep pets on a horse. There's nothing really you can do with level 15 horses, unless there's like level 15 races that, I don't know, you get like a higher chunk of Yorick shillings. Again, I think there needs to be something done with achievements. For example, ribbons with horses. So you get to level 15 and you get a ribbon, and you get 10 ribbons on a horse and you get 100 star coins. And maybe it comes up almost like Pokemon badges. You know, when they open the little like medal thing, you have that. Or, yeah, I think achievements need to be changed as well. And that maybe would tie into it, because again, even if you go do like the UFO one, you can say, oh, I rode Grim Beauty, my Lusitano, and we did the thing. So this is a very interesting topic. You guys are going to have to let me know what you think about horse bonding, how it can be improved. Do you like my ideas? Do you not? What ideas do you have that you think can, really help with customizing horses? I kind of think the way they're using customized horses probably shouldn't be used, because customizing to me is customizing the horse. So being able to change the coat, the pattern, the mane, really almost like The Sims, where you get to like paint your horse. I think what they should say by horse bonding is like bringing your horse to life. How much can you create a backstory for your horses? Because if I see create their horse, I'm going to think, oh, I can have a white Shire with brown and black spots, with a, black boot on one leg and a brown mane and a grey tail. Like, that's customization to me. So I think it's probably a way to... Yeah, I'm rambling at this point. But, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Let me know what ideas you have. And I know I've literally just made a video, but I've literally just seen this and I was like, okay, this cutscene is amazing. This idea, love it. And I hope I'm one of these people that gets, you know, the preview for this. So, yeah. But anyway, like I said, let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any ideas. And let me know if you've seen this blog before. Anyway, thank you. Let me know all that down below. And I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.